So I've been seeing all of these guides on YouTube of how to make a DMR, or like, oh, some of my build's pretty cool, you should try getting some of this. Because even though this guy isn't telling you how to do it, he's telling you how he did it, and the truth is he did it completely the wrong way. Seriously. I can tell you from experience that making DMR is very, very easy. Here's what you need to do. Buy a gun that has an M120 spring already installed in it. Get a Miracle barrel, as that's the cheapest barrel that can take a flat hop. Obviously get a flat hop with a 50-degree nub. This should run you about... if you can't find a Miracle barrel, you could just get a Maple Leaf barrel, as the flat hop and nub are made by Maple Leaf, and they are made to specification, so you'll get some very good compression simply because both parts are the same brand and they're checked. Now if you're running with an AK, which you should, I'm sorry, but you really should, you should be running the 455mm barrel, right? Well, you could run down to a 433. So if you were to get one of these, you can actually shave them down to like 433mm. I don't know. You get a PDI barrel if you want, but a Miracle barrel is a lot cheaper than PDI, and this is going to be your third best option right here. So if that's if you can't afford a PDI, can't find a Miracle barrel. I can't find a Miracle barrel anymore. I mean, I got mine like 2 years ago, and it's been sitting on my shelf for a long time simply because the length was too much. It's 500mm, and obviously my AK is 455. The cylinder voluming ratio thing is made for a 455mm barrel. I'm cutting it down to 433 so I get just a little itty bitty bit of jewel creep. Get yourself some 0.28 gram BBs. My favorite, here I'll do a comparison for you just to show you like the price difference of these two, and this is why this is the best brand. G&G 0.28 gram BBs. These right here, see these? So $12.95 plus $5.99 equals $18.94. You obviously got tax, but whatever. 3,500 BBs. So 3,500 divided by that, and you're paying 184. You're paying $1 for this many BBs. So it's 185 BBs. Now, with the bleeding brand, basically, let's go for Elite Force. The classic cheap ass fucking BBs. Like, I hate these things. They have bubbles in them and shit. So we got 2,700 for $15. God damn it. Is that free shipping? Let's see if that's free shipping. Cause that's already a shitty deal. That's free shipping. 177. And these are actually lower quality BBs. I could show you a chart. It looks really bad, but I constructed it because, like, see this right here? This is the guy's shoulder, like right at the Green Devil one. Like, just look, the Green Devil BBs go follow the line. You know, find this. That's the guy's shoulder. I had to get this from like snippets of the guy's video because the fucker kept on running in front of the thing, and whenever you get a full view of it, it was all blurry and shit. And you couldn't read anything. Basically, I actually had to translate this. All of these, I had to translate these from German and Google Translate. It took like half an hour. I mean, it's not a lot of work, but still good. Here you'll find that gunfire rockets are a little bit better than G&G, but they're really hard to find, and they're actually a lot more expensive. These guys are in Germany. It ships to Germany for a good price, but you had to pay like $20 shipping to get it in the United States or something ridiculous. I can't really remember. It was a horrible pain in the ass, and I hated it. Basically, G&G BBs were fucking amazing. Look at this range. See that? Gunfire is a little bit longer. King Arms, fucking longest range ever. If you can get King Arms, please do. That's an extra. I don't know my meters exchange. Meters is like 3.39. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it was 3.28. So whatever that number was, that's a 66. That's 216 feet. Holy shit. So at like 330 feet per second, oh my god. I didn't know this actually. At 330 feet per second, this thing hits 216 feet. This stock. Wow. And G&G BBs are 62.4 times. Damn it. 204 feet, so you get an extra like 12 feet of distance with King Arms. I mean, G&G BBs are a million times more accurate. But I don't think doesn't matter that much, simply because when you flat hop a BB, they just shoot laser beams, man. Like, it just goes straight and then drops out of the air, depending on your hop up, obviously. But you know, if you were to make it go straight, it would actually go straight, like on a level, completely level thing. Okay, it's ridiculous. But yeah, get some of these BBs, G&G BBs. Get yourself a scope of some sort. Yeah, I keep hearing these other guides and stuff. From what I've seen, apparently 455 millimeters is basically where your accuracy maxes out. I mean, you can get up to 500 millimeters and it gives you a bit more accuracy, but it's not really that much over 455, at least not that noticeable, so it's all really up to preference and stuff. And there isn't that much of a difference between the 455 and 363 millimeter ones. You do get really good hop up in 455 though. Yeah. So then basically, after getting your barrel, after getting your perfect hop up, after getting 0.28 gram BBs, how the hell are you going to get your shots on target? Let's assume you don't have an M4 that has excessively stupid amounts of rails. You somehow got yourself an AK. Well, then you have wandered into my conundrum. It's not that big of a deal. What I'd say, get some of these. Now, I did do a bit of research on it, and I could actually figure out which combination of scope and scope mounts was really good. Yeah, go ahead and email me, guys. I don't give a shit. Yeah, fucking, I already bought that. Yeah, it's pretty good. 5 stars. Anyways, wonderful. I can't get this going. God damn it. I'll get you a Google image picture of it after I show you this. You need this much eye relief. See this? This is 8.5 to 10.5 inches. I did some measurements on AKs, and you know, that's the length of eye relief you need for this size scope. Yeah. If you're gonna mount it not on like the like above the dust cover, if you're gonna mount it above the upper, I gotta get the name right. Get it mounted on the upper foregrip, right? Yeah, upper foregrip, upper handguard. Yeah, on the AK. I can't get this shit down. I think I saved a picture of like all the parts and stuff on the AK. Basically, this will actually sight you in, unlike all the other sights. I mean, if it wasn't obvious enough. You ever see this? You just need this top section right here, and that's what the what this was right here. Basically, it's really nice, and it doesn't really fit with the color scheme of it. What I'd recommend after doing that is getting some stuff, or if like you'd like the tag AK look and you're a piece of shit. Yeah, you're a piece of shit if you like the tactical AK look. Fuck you. I hate this thing. I hate how this thing looks. So what I'm going to do is get some spray paint off Amazon that actually sticks to polymer. I'd recommend looking up guides on how to stain the magazines, because this is how you're gonna stain this kind of plastic. Now, from what I know, is you can use practically any spray paint. I just recommend detaching your wood on your AK, like the wood on your AK that you stained the color that you wanted it to be, or you just left it how it is. You just take it off, bring it to Home Depot, and then try to get some paint that matches, and then get like some tools, like a flathead screwdriver, and just scratch the crap out of it. That's what you're supposed to do. And then you just spray paint it on really light from a distance, and that's how you get like a flat coating. And yeah, that's a trick. That's a trick that nobody ever taught you. And no, I'm not gonna say anything else, simply because all you need to have for a DMR is something that is higher, like a kind of a high joule thing, so people will actually call their hits. I actually got onto the list on here, I think. Where is it? Nope, that's actually the wrong one. You actually got on this list as JRoll95. I got this chart up on here. Go ahead, you read this. Here's the link right here. I'll stick it in the description. Basically, if your gun is running at like 460, which is where mine's at, it's at 2 joules. And basically, try to track the two joules down here through the BB weights. So I will see a 415 FPS with 0.25s, and at 0.28s I will see 390 feet per second. And that's out of the box. I have never done anything super bad with my gun, except like drop it maybe once or twice. So my spring is perfectly within shape, I can assure you. So that's where mine's gonna be. So if you can, so the M120 spring, all you need, simply because you get amazing velocity. And I mean, if you do it right, you can get some pretty damn good range. But the whole reason of high velocity is so people call their hits within 1 or 2 shots. To be honest, I just do a double tap and go toot toot. Before I modified my gun, I just kept it on full, and I just do these double taps when I'd like sneak behind people or something, because people are like, the fuck is this one shot? What the hell's going on? And you hit him again, like, oh, someone was shooting at me. I see. It wasn't a twig landing on me from the forest or a BB that bounced off a wall. No, someone intentionally shot me. And like, oh, okay. And 2 is the minimum. Now, if they don't notice from there, you just land another shot on them. And if they don't know, you just light them up or something. They're stupid. Not light them up. That's mean. But you know what I mean. So there really isn't any need to upgrade anything else on your gun, simply because that is all you need. Now, if you were to upgrade it, what I would recommend is For a spring change, you have to get a motor that works with that spring. And then you have to cushion the gearbox. I mean, I know that there are actually some instances of people with M150s and all stock gearboxes with a zinc alloy, and they shoot like 8,000 rounds through it and nothing happens and the thing's still running fine. Maybe even like with stock gears, but I don't trust that. I just don't. I don't believe it. I mean, Version 3 gearboxes, sure, they are pretty durable, but not that durable. So basically, just yeah, you just need to get some of those. I have no idea what kind of gears you should get if you're running that kind of thing. I assume if you don't like do the angle of engagement on it, then hit correctly, then it explode basically. But that's as far as I know. You also got to get like your barrel aligned and all that. But what I did is just, just sighted it in. I just like glued the sights in the rear sights in a specific place, and then one of the front sights got wobbly. I just glued them in place. So yeah, fun stuff. It works pretty well. I can tell you I have gotten kills at like 240, 250 feet all stock, and that's without any modifications whatsoever. I just used .28s and lobbed them a little bit. So yeah, these are just the basics of it. I already got a video of my AK. You can already see it. That's it in its stock form. Obviously, I did stuff to it. Yeah, I will upload a video after I get my scope and stuff. So, yep. Try not to spend too much money. That's my only tip. You don't need to spend that much money to smoke people. Really, you don't. Literally, all you need for airsoft is an ability to use your rifle in close quarters. If you can't do that, get a sidearm, which for me, I got myself a CM122, because those things are indestructible. I've actually dropped this thing, I think it was on 2 occasions. I do remember dropping it once, but I'm pretty sure I dropped it a second time at some point. Probably not so roughly. And only thing I messed up on its first drop was its hop-up. Somehow it made it a bit weaker in the hop-up department, so now I could only use .20s, and it perfectly puts on .20s, so I don't really have to dial it in very well. It weighs a lot. I made a holster for it. The holster fits perfectly, 30 round mag, blah blah blah. I can modify these things to shoot 250 feet. If you've seen the Airsoft Hawaii thing that was going on, where a guy modified his fucking Tokyo Mirror Glock to hit like fucking 260 feet or some shit, I don't know. Yeah, that kind of stuff is pretty interesting. So, mask, gun, can't use gun in close quarters, get a sidearm, and that's it. Literally all you need. Seriously, that is all you need. Get yourself a high capacity magazine, a high cap for short, and don't need to buy a vest. Maybe guard protection if you want. I honestly couldn't give any less of a fuck, because I wear baggy pants, which is what you should be wearing. Get yourself some boots, maybe. And then you can DMR your gun by just fucking getting a good barrel and flat hopping that, getting some .28s, and maybe shortening the barrel for a little bit of jewel creep. You know how you shorten it? You can put in a vise and then hacksaw it a little bit. You could do that. Or, better yet, get like an electric saw. Like one of those ones that you use to cut like little pieces of wood. You cut titanium very easily with those. Or if your friend has a water jet like mine does, you could do that too. Because Miracle barrels are titanium and brass. I get the titanium fire you because they're for the same fucking price. For some reason, some very strange reason they're for the same price. I have no idea why. So, yeah. That. I don't really think you even need a scope unless you want to track your, like, exactly where your BBs are going, like I want to do. I don't think you need a scope. I'm using a scope for finding the enemy and shit, because we're shooting in forests and, you know, all that terrible stuff. So, yeah. You could use irons if you want. I mean, they used them in World War II and Iraq and here, just let me list off all of the wars that ever happened that they used iron sights in. They used iron sights for 1,000 yards. I mean, hell, you have a thing for 1,000 yards on your AK. It's called a fucking leaf sight. It's a flip up one. It has 1,000 yard marking on it. So seriously, it's not that hard. It really isn't that hard to use your sights. It's that scopes are really easy too. Also, depending on your area, you don't really need to wear camouflage. I don't wear matching camo and I function fine. Vests are garbage. No, they are. They really are, because basically if anyone's at any distance, and by distance I mean past like 100 feet, and they use anything that isn't heavier than a .23, and you're wearing a vest, you're probably not going to feel it. Especially when the adrenaline's going and he like shoots you just a little bit. Like he sprays you and you guaranteed think, no, you legitimately think he hasn't hit you, and he's like shot you like directly in the center and shit, but his gun's actually louder than the sound of the BB hitting you, so you have no idea what just happened. And he's like, call your hits, and you know, you get into that kind of confrontation. I'd rather just have like a tiny little welt than tap that. That's actually the whole reason I use .28. I got so fucking tired of people not calling their hits. And it's not their fault, it's just my BBs were weak as fuck when they actually got down range. And, for viewers and guns that are for longer ranges, the 2.8s are a million times better than 2.0s, since at 60 feet, they're actually at the same velocity as a .20. The .28 is the same velocity as a .2 at 60 feet. That's why they have such a range advantage over the .20s, simply because they lose their joules a lot slower, because their force is stored in weight instead of velocity, which basically means that there is nothing reducing its weight, but the other one has something reducing its velocity. And it's not like just a little bit, it's more like it's actually exponential. So if you're going at normal speed, you get normal air resistance for that speed, right? Twice, multiply the speed by 2 times, you get 4 times the air resistance. 3 times, you get 9 times the air resistance. 4 times, 16 times the air resistance, and so on and so forth, as you like the thing you originally had, right? So, yeah.